Another day, another video. Welcome back to the channel, everybody. Today we are watching Prison Break. This is the 6th episode of the 3rd season. Hope you guys have been enjoying it so far. If you liked today's full episode, it is available for free in a link in the description below. Just click on it, put the password in, and enjoy. So today, hopefully, it's the start of the escape. Yes, last episode we was told that tomorrow, which is today, that it's going to happen. But a couple of things have actually happened that might have obviously be a massive hindrance to obviously the plan. So, first of all, a new person has been thrown inside of the prison. Now, I wouldn't say he looks sketchy, but he definitely, to me anyway, looks like he's been implemented in there. You know, he doesn't look like another standard criminal that's just found himself here inside of this prison. It looks like he's been strategically put there to cause a bit of chaos, or to obviously get in the way of this this escape, or maybe expose who this man actually is. Because at the very end of the episode, when Michael Whistler and Mahone was walking, he's walked over to him, bumped into him, started speaking to him, said, "I'm sure I've seen you in 97, you know, I'm sure you was there with this person and that person." And he was like, "No mate, I think you got the wrong person, you're going a bit crazy, the sun's getting towards you." And then all of them walked off, but you could see Michael's head and Mahone's, he was both thinking, you know, is this guy actually the person he says he is? Who actually is it? Do you know what I mean? And why is he in this prison? I'm actually really interested to obviously see what we do with this guy's storyline, because obviously he's been dropped in now, and you know, I feel like he's got a bigger part to play. Another thing that I thought was interesting is obviously Michael and Whistler, they was both looking outside of the cell. Both of them had like a scope, obviously, to try and scope out the outside, coincidentally, of what's actually going on, and look at the time frames, you know, guard changeovers, where the sun hits in certain directions, where's a break between obviously them looking at the line of sight between the wall and the perimeter and the prison, and how long they can have from maybe if jumping outside, getting from one location to the other without somebody actually catching them. While all of this was getting reviewed, one of the guards actually seen Michael looking through his window with a scope, and he shot, and now all the guards have come running in, and basically they wanted to check everybody's cells to make sure that nobody was looking out with a rifle, because he thought that somebody had a gun inside. It turned out obviously it wasn't a rifle, it was a scope, but obviously Michael said it was mine. When he was asking him what he was doing, he couldn't really think fast on his feet. He was saying that, you know, he was just looking outside. Whistler ended up piping up saying it was me, you know, it was my scope, I was looking out there. And when they asked him why he was doing it, he said, "Look mate, you know, I was looking at birds. I'm a big bird enthusiast." He got his book out his pocket, he was showing him, he was saying, "Look mate, I've just been looking around different birds, trying to pass the time." And he accepted it and he left, so I thought that was lucky. But while all this was going on, and obviously everybody was outside in the kind of like pit with the hands on the head being questioned by the guards, T-Bag was upstairs. He was minding the the prostitute, you know, the Charles girl. He was hiding them in the cupboard, trying to be locked away, didn't want her to get caught. She's ended up stealing some of the money because he's been told, well, she told him that he couldn't, you know, the person on the outside is not going to pay his bills anymore for her to come inside, and he said that he's not going to pay for sex. She's obviously in a tough situation, isn't she? She's coming in here, she's doing people's work for them, but she's not getting any money for it, and she's seen it, she's seen the cash in the drawer, and she snuck it herself. When the Charles actually spoken to her, it fell out of her pocket, and before he could actually say something, T-Bags jumped in and said, "Look, I give it to her." You know, she had no money, she was going to go home on her own, you know, I didn't want her to get on the bus or in a taxi without no fare. I didn't think that you'd wanted to do that, so on your behalf I thought I'd give her some of your money, and my paycheck I was going to drop it back in. You know what I mean? I was only thinking about you. He said, "Well, look, mate, you know, you're my eyes, you're my ears, you've been doing all this good stuff, you've been doing this, you've been working up your ranks, but now you're thinking for me, can't be having none of that." Bang, give him a good punch. He was saying, "Look, mate, you know, I do my own thinking, you better get back to work." And obviously T-Bag's just scurrying away, so kind of lucky that he's got out of that situation, because he is kind of, I feel like in certain situations you can move up the ranks into in somebody's companies too fast, because when you do it that quickly it's going to start raising suspicions and eyebrows, and I feel like if it's going to be the big dog at the top that's going to start raising it, then it's not going to be the best thing for you, is it? So again, I can't wait to see obviously how T-Bag's role progresses in this season, because he's not part of the Whistler escape, you know what I mean? Bellick kind of knows what's going on, and obviously we've got Mahone's trying to take part in it. All of them are fully involved, but like I said, mate, I'm not too sure what T-Bag's role is and how he's actually going to get out of this prison and what he's going to do with it once it starts. It's going to be interesting. I can't wait to find out. Thanks for checking out today's episode. Hope you guys enjoy it. If you do, please smash the like, really helps out. Subscribe if you're new. And as always, let's jump into today's episode.
ring. You want the ring, brother?
It's for your style, man. A word. You should try and be more careful in the future.
See if I track something. I don't know.
Julian, you said you knew him from Nice. Is that true?
You're calling me a liar now.
He says you're full of it. He said he was never an ambassador.
I was concierge at the Ambassador Hotel. Sworn he worked there for a few months.
If Digger's friends only sprayed the thing once, I'd just as soon not get electrocuted today.
Would I feel better if Sucre sprayed the fence again? Yes. Is that an option? No.
Where are we gonna go once we get through that fence?
Just get me a ladder.
I don't care if this guy knows you or not. But what I do care about is his apparent fixation with watching you at all times.
He actually is watching him all the time, and every time he looks over, he's staring, look.
Hey, buddy, check it out. They roll bones in your country?
You want me to come back to your cell and roll bones? Are you just friendly with all the shirtless guys in Son, huh?
What the hell's your problem?
Look, I just don't want to have sex with you, okay?
What was Bellic's interest in him? Did he just want a friend?
Every day between 1 and 2, he takes his lunch break, gets a cup of coffee. You need to find out where.
313.
3:13 is when it starts. We'll be on the beach by 3:25.
In broad daylight. Can't lie to these people anymore, Mike.
We need time to survey the transfer site to figure out if we can get LJ and Sarah out of there. I need them, Link.
I can't get the pictures.
How do we know they're still alive? They're the whole reason I'm doing this. If I don't see pictures of LJ and Sarah by 2:30 this afternoon, I'm not going anywhere.
Okay, I kind of said this about Michael last episode when he was asking about the pictures for Sarah and LJ. Do you know what I mean? Lincoln vouched for it, and you'd think that because Lincoln's his brother, and obviously it's his son that's taken as well, that if he said that he's seen pictures and they're both okay, and they haven't got enough time to actually get them, to bring them here, and they won't actually give them him, then Michael would actually take that for the word. Do you know what I mean? Because obviously it's his son, like I said, and it's more important than Sarah, regardless of what he says. It just is. But in terms of Michael, I can understand it as well. He's basically saying, look, I'm doing all of this just to get Sarah and LJ out, and if that's not even going to be the outcome of my actions, then I couldn't give a shit if Whistler doesn't even leave. He could stay here for the rest of his life and rot, to be honest. You know what I mean? I'm doing this for one reason, not him, for mine and yours and our family to be obviously safe. And if that's not going to be the end goal, then I don't care what happens. So unless you give me information to show that they're okay, then we ain't going ahead. So don't really blame him for that. He is pushing for it. He asked it last episode and he asked it for today. Maybe it's today that we get confirmation that Sarah is actually alive, because again, I know that we've been told that Head was in a box, but I just don't believe it. You know what I mean? I just think it's like a massive bluff.
Can't seem to find American cheese down here. I hope you like asadero. A couple of years ago, I was serving in Mosul and I was taken prisoner. My hands were still tied behind my back and I ran. Didn't occur to me that this was actually a hostage exchange. I got recaptured immediately. 6 Rangers died. And for the next 3 weeks, let's just say, men are pigs. This is an exchange. If you don't try to be a hero, you and your father will be okay.
That's what she was basically trying to do. She was saying, look, your situation's similar to mine. I messed up, you better not.
Why don't you go fix us something to drink, boy?
Maybe you ain't got the memorandum, but I've been promoted.
What's the problem?
Stumpy here in his moat.
The favor you owe me. What have you found out?
I can't just walk up to them and say, hey, whoever's been betraying LaChelle, raise your hand.
I don't want to hear your theories. I want results.
If I needed you to ID a specific guard, a tower guard, could you do it?
I just want to get busted.
Could you do it or not?
Yes.
Innit? They need to be a bit more useful, a bit more helpful. You know what I mean? They're just sitting ducks themselves, really, just waiting for Michael to just hand him over.
Harmless, man. He's a clown.
He's a dead clown.
Hey, man, I wasn't gonna say anything, but last night, I came for my playing cards. And guess what? I found these holding out on me.
Take 'em. It tastes nasty.
Is that what got dropped off, or is it something different? He said Augusto was working for him.
I was in the neighborhood.
You came all this way to visit?
Director's giving us a lot of latitude in exchange for testimony against the government in the Lincoln Burrs conspiracy. 8 years, Sam.
Well, I appreciate the effort, your effort, but I can't do 8 years.
We're in the U.S. If you don't cooperate, they're going to charge you with everything. That's multiple homicide counts.
Appreciate the effort, your effort.
Alex?
Okay, so he's been offered 8 years in the US in a low security prison, and obviously after he's done that, he can walk away a free man. Is that not what she just said? Or he could do 10 years in this prison. But he's thinking that maybe, obviously, if I stay here in this prison, I could get a part of the escape from with Michael, and I'll do no years. You know what I mean? That's what he's thinking. And obviously, if he goes back to the US, and he'll obviously be tried for everything, and the book will be thrown at him, and he'd probably get the death penalty, wouldn't he? You know, if he didn't actually accept the plea that was on the table right now. You know, if they offer him something and he rejects it, and then obviously he gets back to the United States, then, like I said, mate, the whole book is going to get thrown at him. But in that plea, he has to testify against the government and everything, and the corruption against Lincoln, and maybe that's something that he don't want to do as well. Do you know what I mean? Because you've seen that once you start saying stuff, you can obviously just get killed, just like happened to Killerman. Do you know what I'm saying? He did go in, he knew that he was signing his death warrant when he went and testified against him, and then on his transfer straight away he was killed. And maybe that would happen to him if he went back to the United States. Whether or not he's in a low security prison or not, once you start giving information out about higher people up in places, then usually it ends one way for you, doesn't it?
Can you make sure this gets to my girlfriend?
All right.
No, I could do the same for you.
Tie an anchor band there. How's that not coming?
Did I pass your test? I told you I'm a fisherman.
Isn't it, mate? He was checking to see if he could tie good knots.
I found a cell that'll get us into no man's land. It's a longer run to the fence than my old one. It's gonna have to do.
You sure it hasn't started already?
Oh, look at him. Has he been killed?
Someone went outside the ring to settle a dispute. Anyone has information about this shameful act, I demand to know.
Chero wants you. Move your ass.
One nation, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Is that right? Justice for all. You play your silly American games all day long right in front of the stairs where the body was found. If you don't tell me what you saw, will be consequences.
I saw one person go into the stairwell, and then maybe a minute later I heard an argument.
Starters, an hour ago you say maybe we should kill someone, and then someone gets killed.
I didn't say that. And this is...
What are you doing? Patrol wants, yeah.
I don't have information.
He doesn't want information. He wants a confession.
Let's be honest though, like, all signs right now would point to him if you was Michael and Mahone's. Do you know what I mean? The reason is that this new guy gets brought into the prison, then he confronts you and kind of says something and reveals a bit of important potential information about who your identity technically is. And then, like, the next day or a couple of hours later or whatever, this guy mysteriously just turns up dead. It's like, what's going on there? Do you know what I mean? Like, if I was them, I would have blamed him. Or my suspicion and thinking would be it was him that done it. You know, others could possibly think it was Bellic in terms of this morning when he was walking down in the line and he said, mate, I don't want to sleep with you, get away. Those people could say, oh, it maybe could have been him. But if I was Michael and Mahone's, based on the information that I've heard recently, you know what I mean, that's just come to light, I would definitely be thinking it was Whistler.
But in this place, there could be 100 people on that list.
Except I'm thinking a single stab wound to the base of the neck looks pretty professional, Alex. Not leaving here without him.
2 hours, I'm going out that window and through that fence.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, that's right.
Where are you gonna go to, Alex?
I told you, I know nothing about this. Well, do you see a weapon on me? Well, did it ever occur to you that someone might be framing me?
Who would bother?
I feel like Teabag maybe blaming that other guy. He's trying to implement it and make it look like he done it.
Man as a maid. She was alone in the house with him and Eve. Everybody knew what he did. But because he was rich, the police wouldn't even take a report. A week later, to gain access to his gates, I dressed as a milkman. I made sure that fair punishment was rendered.
I understand the rules here. I respect them. Why the rush to judgment?
We have all the time in the world.
Both of them are kind of right. He's got nowhere to go technically, do you know what I mean? And then why is it so quick to judge? Do you know what I mean? Like, you got all the time in the world to figure out who's actually done it. I'm thinking it's Teabag now, if I'm being honest.
But I gotta say, I never pegged you as a murderer.
Really think I killed that frog? How many times have I had you at gunpoint? You think I didn't want to pull that trigger?
The sooner Whistler dies, I can give you the chicken foot. Or if you prefer, you can give me the chicken foot, you know. Try and go out like a man.
Whistler's girlfriend to join you. Where is she? Around the corner in the car?
She came to me. Can you get any more pictures of Sarah?
You didn't tell Michael that Sarah's dead. Sure, we can cobble something together, but smart move. Not telling your brother.
And are they going to put something together to show that Sarah's alive then?
Dame un jugo de naranja. Dame un jugo naranja y un café, por favor. Hey. Watch where you're going.
Come on.
Gracias.
Excuse me, senor. I just need to go to sauna. I really need to go to sauna.
Hey, mi amor. Yo te llevo. Venga.
That was thinking fast on the feet, that. That was thinking fast on the feet.
You finally make a friend and now he's about to die. Damn shame. You can stop it, you know. The only proof Lachero's got is that your man went down that staircase, right? What if you had more compelling evidence? Sammy.
They want Sammy out of his cell as well. Do you know what I mean? It kind of works well for them both.
Lachero knows this is Sammy's ring. If you drop it in the blood by the staircase and then yell up to Lachero what you found, the whole entire prison will hear clear-cut evidence of Sammy's guilt. Just drop the ring in the blood and say it was Sammy. I'll take care of the rest.
Remember Michael having a conversation with Lincoln in season 1 when he was sat in the church? And basically he was saying, what did he say now? It's something like, to save an innocent man, which was like to save Lincoln, then another innocent man must have to die. And that was the Fibonacci guy, wasn't it? Basically, that was their conversation. And Michael didn't have the strength to, well, throw him under the bus or whatever, turn him over. Do you know what I mean? He wasn't willing to kill one innocent man to save the other innocent one, even though it was his brother. But like here in this situation, it's different, kind of, because, you know, if this was season 1 Michael, straight away I'd be saying, nah, he's not going to do it. Do you know what I mean? Michael wouldn't send him down for something that he didn't commit. But here, in this desperate time in the situation, do you know what I mean? And with Sarah's life on the line, obviously, in LJ's, he's got a short time period as well. He's got to get him out, hasn't he, in a couple of hours. And obviously, this is the only thing that he's got going for him. That maybe season 3, Michael, you know, has got a change of personality / thinking. But also, I do feel like in this situation here, that even though he didn't, Sammy, do the crime, well, he could have, you know what I mean, we actually don't know, but pretend he didn't, you know, he's got some solace, or he could have some sort of, I don't know, justification for sending somebody down, a criminal who's done bad activities before, you know what I mean? So like if you knew somebody that had killed 10 people in the past and always got away with it, but then, you know, you had a chance to tell somebody that, or frame them for a murder that they didn't commit, knowing that, you know what I mean, justice is kind of going to be served for the bad actions that they've done in the past, then it's another way of doing it. You won't feel as bad, you know what I'm saying? So, like, I'm thinking that Michael might be thinking as well, you know, Sammy's done all of this in the past, he's killed a lot of people, he's not an innocent man. Okay, I have no kind of proof that he's took part in this killing, but if I can eliminate him, whilst also freeing his cell, whilst also freeing Whistler, so that we can actually do our escape, then maybe this is the best option that I've got on the table, and it's not going to play my conscience as much because he's not an innocent man.
Saying you're disagreeing with the Teague man. What I just heard, he knew something about you.
He thought he knew something about me. No, my point is this. You execute me, you get your swift justice, and you may placate the masses, but when they find out who really did it, they will know you killed an innocent man. I've acquitted myself the best that I can. Now, what can I do to make you trust me?
I don't know, she's going to switch that coffee over. Can cause a little diversion or something where he takes his eyes off it for a couple of seconds. How'd you always get weirdos like this? Do you know what I mean? You don't even know her.
Yeah.
We have the picture.
How does it look?
It looks like Sarah.
No sé si sabes, pero Norman tiene un carácter muy terrible.
Norman St. John, tú eres una muchacha del lechero.
Oh, she done good there.
There's a complication with the guard. Yeah, but it's been taken care of.
That's encouraging, but why are you dragging the guard now when you're escaping tonight?
Oh, he messed up there, Lincoln, didn't he? I see, look, he couldn't do it. Maybe he gets Alex to do it, and maybe he eases his conscience, but then again, it's just the same thing, isn't it? If he does it, someone else.
You were getting sloppy, Alex.
What are you talking about? You find that under my mattress? Because if you did, somebody put it there. That's why.
You're gonna have to do better than that.
Michael, I did not kill that man. I did not kill the man.
I don't know, man. Like, at least he played with us because we have no idea, do we? Like, we're all just guessing as well.
Is everything okay?
No. It's always saved by the bell.
Getting out at 3:13. We're meeting at the exchange point at 3:45.
It's to me like you're planning another end around, another rescue.
No, we're not. We're not planning. We're not planning another end round.
Sounds good on the phone there, Lincoln. He does sound desperate, you know what I mean? And I do think that's good acting. See, the thing is with this situation here, trying to get LJ or whatever like she's thinking, do you know what I mean? Like she said, you know, I know that the escape's happening at a different time to what it was intended or what she thought was happening. But like at the end of the day, even if Michael and, you know, Lincoln and Whistler escape right now, how are they going to get LJ anyway? You know, if I was her, I'd be thinking that. I'd be like, okay, they've escaped, they've got out of the prison, but like, they surely would never be able to find our location where we are right now, where we're holding, you know, LJ, and he's not going to get off without his son. So, you know, I would take some small bit of comfort or whatever. I don't know if you would call it comfort, but do you know what I mean? To think that they're not going to do this plan and leave you in the dark, because if they leave you in the dark, they've left LJ in the dark, and that's the most important thing to Lincoln, and I don't think that would have happened. Do you know what I mean? So she's thinking that they're trying to do escape there and then put up a little team together and then come in there and get LJ, but they've got no idea where it is. At least last time when they spoke to Sarah, who definitely wants Sarah, somebody else, you know, they give him a location and they could kind of decipher it and code it out, but this time no contact has been made whatsoever. Oh, this guy again.
Needed some time to think.
Well, I needed some time to finalize our agreement with the Panamanians, but instead I get dragged down here. Looking forward to seeing you down here like this. But now that I'm here, wouldn't wish this on anyone. You stand in front of a guy, you tell your story, and he determines if you're going to be a useful and credible witness. It's a formality. But the Justice Department is extremely motivated to get to the bottom of this President Reynolds business. You don't take this offer, yet I assure you, it would be the biggest mistake of your life.
I personally think 4 years is a great deal, considering all the actions that he's done.
Found this in Alexander Mahone's cell.
I think Whistler killed him and then put it under his bed. Oh, he's so lucky he's got out of there.
Convenient to blame this on a man who can't even be questioned.
See, Michael's conscience, man. He couldn't send an already guilty person down for other crimes.
You don't care who the real killer is, just as long as you get to string somebody up. That's all that matters to you, isn't it?
I've determined who's guilty.
Stabbed him. Oh, he stabbed him. And the guy who's sweaty hair stringing down.
Gusto used to give them to me as tribute.
Oh, he took that out of his cell as well, didn't he? I was wondering what he picked up. Oh, he's spraying the fence again. Trust this guy's questioned him twice now, I think, already.
You will be okay. I question your love for your son. He was 2 seconds away from being decapitated. But if you have anything else planned, now it's scrapped. Because what happens if you try something?
I know.
Oh, good.
This is the same newspaper she was holding the last picture. Think Michael's not gonna notice this?
Yeah. Hey, Michael, here's the pictures.
That is proper dog shit. Even I could make something like that in about half an hour on my phone. But I mean, you got to remember the time when this was, though. But that is well shit.
No football today? No football today. You're my brother, Sammy.
I'm thinking that he's thinking it's Sammy me. But that's kind of like a warning to him. Do you know what I mean? Like, you do something, there is going to be punishments if you carry on.
They know we're breaking out this afternoon.
Why didn't you lie?
She worked it out. So what are we gonna do to get the upper hand here, Link?
I wouldn't even give him the pictures, me.
We're playing this one straight. No games, no surprises. Show me the pictures. I can't share the pictures, man. Why not, Link? She's dead, Michael. If you don't break out today, they're gonna kill my son.
Michael, we gotta do this. Michael, we gotta do this! Michael!
I do think that he's going to carry on. It's his blood, do you know what I mean? That's still there, threatened.
Sarah's dead. They killed her.
Man, I'm so sorry. I loved her, and
It's all because of you.
What?
This is your fault.
Huh?
He's told me his grievance.
This is actually well interesting.
I have.
You know what? That was a good twist. And to be honest, right, we didn't even get it confirmed to us who the actual killer was. You know, like they made us look like and think that it is Mahone's because obviously, I don't know, he's acting cheapest, you know what I mean? He's not really stable. The knife was in his cell. It's all blooded. But at the end of the day, it is all about conspiracy. You know what I'm saying? Like, it could have been Sammy, it could have been T-Bag, it could have been Mahomes, it could have been Whistler. You know what I mean? Like, the more I think about it, it could have been Whistler. He might not have wanted Mahomes part of it, to be honest. You know, again, it's kind of like killing two birds with one stone, if you think about it. This guy's come in, he's raised questions about him and you know, he wants him gone, he wants him eliminated, he wants him out of the picture. We can't have him there. Do you know what I mean? What's best way to do it? Kill him. All right, sweet, he's gone. Now the next person who's been listening to the information and now might suspect something, you know what I mean? That's Mahone. You need, you know, you need Michael because he's the person that needs to get you out of here. But he is just another accessory. It's just another body. It's just another person that could potentially get in the way and hinder your escape. Also, he's unpredictable. Also, do you know what I mean? Like, you don't want him part of your team. So how can we get rid of it? Somebody has to go down. I'll blame it on him. Less. Do you know what I mean? Both of them out the way, gone. But no, it didn't happen like that, did it? And again, you know what I mean? Michael again had another opportunity to send somebody down for something and he didn't take it. He could have done Sammy. He could have got rid of him. He could have got him killed. But because he knows, or he's in thinking in his head that it might not have been Sammy, he's thinking that it was Mahone's because obviously he found the knife, that he couldn't send him down. Now, again, I was saying that maybe you could take some solace in thinking or knowing that he's killed many people in the past and, you know, innocent as well. And although he didn't do this crime, you're not actually sending an innocent person down. Somebody should be getting done for the actions and stuff that he's done in the past. Now, I thought it could have been teabagged as well, to be honest. Another easy way for him to get rid of Sammy, because them two have got beef between each other, and he said that he wants to have a fight to the death themselves, and he said that was going to be in today's episode when that actually didn't happen. Do you know what I mean? We've had Michael throwing the chicken foot down at the end of it. But Michael, he's thinking... he's quick, he's too fast, you know what I mean? He's making that decision straight away because of obviously Sarah's life he thinks has been taken. Now, I can't really blame him for that, do you know what I mean? He's blaming him because obviously they used Sarah to try and get Michael to get this guy out. And if this guy wasn't here, then Sarah and LJ would have been okay. So he's logically thinking it's okay. I can't really question it and moan about it. But I've got to say, like, he can't blame his brother later on down the line for not telling him because obviously... he's got to know that if Sarah is dead and his son is next, then Lincoln's going to do whatever it takes, anything and everything, so that he can ensure that his safety is the most utmost, you know what I mean, like priority. And the fact is, you know what I mean, if he has to lie to Michael to say that Sarah's alive, to keep Michael working at 100% to ensure that his son is going to be okay, then he's going to do that. And it's not really Lincoln's fault for lying to Michael, because you could see straight away that obviously maybe 3-4 days ago, if he found out that Sarah had died, then Michael would have just threw the foot down straight away. And if that was the case, then how's the escape ever going to happen? And then how's LJ's life ever going to be saved? Do you know what I mean? So if you look at it like that, in my point of view, Lincoln withholding the information was the right thing to do, seeing how quick Michael is to obviously react and throw the foot down. But now I'm excited for tomorrow's episode, for the fight to happen, because obviously I never expected this, and I think, did we go to like 13 episodes, and it'll be episode 7 the next one? So we'll be getting closer to the end, past mid-season finale anyway, and also both of them technically need to escape. Well, Whistle does, doesn't it? So that obviously LJ can be saved. And if Michael kills him, he's not going to escape, which means that LJ then can never actually be saved. So then he could potentially be killed. And then Michael could be sentencing 2 people to death. You know what I mean? So I have no idea it's going to play out, because every time we've seen it get thrown down, somebody does have to die. So, mate, I'm really excited for it. Okay, that is going to wrap up today's episode. Thanks so much for checking out the channel today. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it. Mate, we're getting so close to pretty much the end of the season. Like I was just saying, it's only 13 episodes. We're on episode 6. Usually I open the most likely to dislike characters 5 episodes prior to obviously the final episode. But mate, that's going to be in the next couple, isn't it? It might be tomorrow I might start uploading it, you know, getting it going, because I can't see any new characters kind of being introduced now towards the back end of the season. Do you know what I mean? I feel like everybody that's going to be in the season right now is going to probably finish it. I don't know if anybody new will be introduced, considering we're so close to the end. So I'm thinking maybe in tomorrow's episode we'll open the most liked to dislike characters, and you can start voting now, because there's definitely been actions from certain characters that might have stressed you out already, that tipped you over to being, you know, your most liked or disliked. And, you know, I can't wait to see who everybody chooses in today's, well, in this season, because like I said, it's a small one. Quite a bit's been going on, to be honest. You know, I have no idea how Teabag's going to finish the season. I don't know how Michael and Lincoln are going to finish it as well. Is Whistler going to be alive? You know, LJ, Sarah actually dead? I'm not too sure. Do you know what I mean? Everything's kind of up in the air, to be honest. It's really, really exciting. You know, like I was saying a minute ago, these pits that they're in when they throw the foot down, then they have to fight. Every time we've seen it, somebody's died. And I know that Michael's been in it once before when Lechero tried to set him up in episode 1. and Michael didn't do the killing, but then obviously Mahone's had to jump in the way because a weapon was used and he killed him instead for him. And, you know, so far, the only criminal activity that we kind of seen Michael do is go into a bank and shoot the roof and also stab Teabag in the arm. You know what I mean? But he also left him there for the police as well. So even though he stabbed him, it is a criminal thing, but it was for the good of the world, because obviously he's really, really bad. You know what I mean? And being out in society is not what you want. But now Michael's here by his own choice, fighting to the death. I mean, it's going to be really exciting. Usually in these situations, I love it when somebody like Michael puts it in, thinks that he's going to win, and he gets killed. You know, usually I advocate for him to lose. But it's the Prison Break and Michael's not going to die, so let's be honest, it won't make any sense. It's the main character. Do you know what I mean? This Whistler, he's only been in it for like, what, the 6 episodes? He's not going to win and kill Michael. But I have no idea how the fight's going to actually happen, because like I said, usually it's a fight to the death. I feel like as well in today's episode that Lechero was kind of thinking that Sammy might have actually done the killing, but Sammy's his right-hand man and he's giving him the benefit of the doubt, and obviously he's killed this guy and strung him up, and he said, look mate, have you got me back? And he's like, yeah, always. And I think he's kind of saying, look, you know, if you do something, you rub me the wrong way, or you go behind me back and betray me, do you know what I'm saying? Like, this will be your fate. It was kind of a hint to him to, like, don't go too far, do you know what I mean, with the decisions that you're currently making. As well with Bellic, you know, I'm not really seeing him the last 2 episodes do anything, but he's going to be a big part as well. When the escape actually happens, or whatever actually is going to go on, he's going to want to get out. And I actually feel like he's pretty interesting. I actually like him. He makes me laugh quite often. And I thought he could have been a suspect in today's episode for the killing of him, to be honest. You know, Michael thought it was as well, because he said that he overheard a couple of them arguing when he was lining up for the food this morning. Bellic was trying to be nice, but he thought that, yeah, well, to be honest, he said that he wanted to sleep with him, didn't he? He didn't want to sleep with Bellic. He was, like, making a joke out of it. What I'm trying to figure out, though, is, like, this guy who's been put in prison, or he's in there, whatever, was he coincidentally put in there? Do you know what I'm saying? So, like, he'd done a crime, like everybody else, and he was sentenced there. Or was he actually put in there by somebody? Because it's too coincidental, isn't it? It actually is. But I'm actually quite shocked that they pulled the trigger and killed him. I actually really am. So, mate, there's so much to conclude for the rest of the season. It's actually really, really exciting, and I have no idea how it's going to go. I say this all the time with the seasons, how we're going to finish it. I don't know. They don't make it obvious, to be honest, and it's only like the last episode or like halfway through it when plans start actually kind of like formulating. You can see, right, yeah, they're going to do that, they're going to do this, you know what I mean? Like, Sucre's helping them and all that, but what's he going to get out of it at the end of the season? How is he going to play out? You know, a couple of the guards are looking at him as well. They're always questioning him, thinking it's sus. You know, they found out today that the escape's going to happen at 3:30 in the afternoon or 15 or whatever, and it's not going to happen at the night time like she thought it was going to happen. She was going to go and kill LJ, but she was saved by the phone. You know, Lincoln revealed all of the plans. She gave him pictures of Sarah. Shocking me. I know that, like, she's saying that she's working on a short time period, but it was literally the same picture. And she's like, yeah, all she got to do is put it back in and say, that's never going to wash, is it? You know, if I was Lincoln, like he did, Lincoln actually decided to tell him that Sarah was dead, I wouldn't have said that, but I would have just said, look, mate, I haven't got the pictures. They're not giving it me, they won't let me, I have no idea. You know what I say? Look, mate, I'm being honest with you, Michael, I have no idea if they're okay. You know, they're not giving me the pictures, I can't talk to them, I can't see them, they're not giving me no information. But all we've got to do is hope, you know what I mean? If we're without hope, it's nothing, you know what I'm saying? We've got to know or think that this plan, what we're doing, is the correct thing to save their lives and we'll get them back. Because if we don't, then it's going to be lost altogether. I would have said something like that. I wouldn't have said, obviously, Sarah died, because obviously you can see the quick reaction from Michael and how it's happened. And you have no idea now if the you know, if the escape's going to go ahead. Mahone's is lucky, you know, first he was offered 8 years, and then now he's been offered 4 years, which I think's really, really good. You know what I mean? Go back to the US, tell him everything that you know. I know I said last episode that by saying it out and calling the, you know, the government out, then there's a high likely chance that you're signing your own death warrant. But inside of that prison, he was thinking, mate, my death warrant is tonight. You know what I'm saying? So, like, you can hope that that's not going to happen. I.e., like, you can hope that you can go back to the US, grass everybody up, tell everything, all the information that you know, get 4 years in a low security prison, and hope that no one comes after you, with a chance that somebody does, or just know that you're going to be here sitting duck and they're going to come after you tonight because the evidence is pointing in your direction and Michael is fully determined to send you down. Do you know what I mean? Like, he's chose the better option there. I'm not going to lie, he actually did. It's tough situation on both of them, and death could be on both the cards, but to be honest, I feel like he chose the best one, because like I said, if he didn't choose that and he was still there and Lechero went and got him, he would be dangling up from being tied from his hands, wouldn't he? So again, lucky man. Can't wait to see the next episode. Hope you guys enjoyed today's. If you did, please smash like, really helps out. Subscribe if you're new, and as always, I'll catch you in the next one. Cheers, guys.